Welcome to Tales of Otter, where we discuss and explore Middle-earth. Today's video is about the new 1-minute teaser trailer that came out this week. We will discuss each scene before summarizing the whole trailer. The trailer opens with a remarkable scene of most definitely Numenor. The bridge which the ship sails under has a sun, but what's really fascinating is the massive statue of some sort of Numenorian king, likely Tar Minotaur, the first king of Numenor and brother of Elrond. In the distance we see what is likely the mountain of Menel Tarmar, the central and most important mountain on the island of Numenor. This is a breathtaking opening for sure. Now we cut to the second scene, nomadic hunters with moose-like antlers on their backs. This doesn't give away much, but the landscape is definitely awesome and is a part of the movies that are never awful. Then, the next we see is a young girl, likely one of the characters that Amazon will make up for the show. The scene doesn't reveal many details, like so much of this trailer. And now the next frames are of its most likely the Helcaraxe, as it is rumoured to feature in the show. On one of the ice walls we see Galadriel ice climbing using her dagger as an ice pick, and below her there seems to be other people following. If this is the rumoured crossing of the Helcaraxe, then Amazon really brought up the stakes here, as I don't think the original crossing of the Helcaraxe was as extreme, for there wasn't just Noldoran warriors, but also women and children. And so this maybe isn't the crossing of the Helcaraxe, but maybe one of Galadriel's missions to destroy evil, which could have her scaling waterfalls in ice in the far north of the map. Next is a scene of Harebrand, a mortal also made for the show. He is at sea, and perhaps this might have something to do with the downfall of Numenor, or this could be a totally different event which was created for the story of the show, which this trailer doesn't really show. And the next frames are of Orondia catching an arrow and firing it back. This is just like the amazing Legolas doing the impossible scenes from the films. I really hope Amazon doesn't overuse the extraordinary talent of the elves just to have an hour-long pointless battle scene. After that elven skill display, a meteor flies overhead. And then it cuts to Galad dressed in a gold looking exactly like the Galad from the deleted LOTR films. There is still a possibility that this is Celebrimbor, but I will be so annoying if this isn't Galad. Next is Galadriel charging across a field with amazing mountains in the background. This implies that Galadriel is going to be a warrior, far from her place as the Lady of Lorien in the Fellowship of the Ring. Up next there is a short scene with a cross troll and a warg thing. This I think is a bit extreme, but if Amazon makes it work, I hope it'll be amazing. And for more of the scenes that truly feel like they're in Middle-earth, here there is some sort of meeting between elves, and we can see Galad in gold with many more elves. This place looks like Rivendell, but I believe this is Lindon, and you can see the sea below, and Lindon was Gil-galad's realm after all. And then we see Duron the Fourth looking at something. He seems to be in Khazad-dûm, which would make sense. And then comes a scene of Elrond half-elven. His shoulder blades seem to be reminiscent of wings, the symbol for Elrond's grandfather Tur. Elrond seemed to be in Khazad-dûm, or somewhere underground, and it looks like he is crouching over a gravestone whilst holding a scepter. This could be the grave of his mortal twin brother, but I think that the background does not look like Numenor. I would like to see what else Elrond gets up to in the series. Next we see the dwarven princess Disa, who sadly doesn't have a beard, and she seems to be chanting or singing. This is very brief, but the background seems to be Khazad-dûm. Next is Galadriel having her hair flicked back to determine if she's elven or not. I think that she's probably being captured or something else entirely. After that there is a scene with lots of flame and two people in the middle. Could this be connected to the previous meteorite, or does this have anything to do with the burning of the ships at Loskar? This seems to be another totally made up sequence for the series. The next frames are of Duron IV cutting through a stone, maybe in search of mithril. He is surrounded by other dwarfs and is very likely in one of the main chambers in Khazad-dûm, perhaps the chamber of Mazapul. Literally a second later, a guy comes flying with an axe. He is chained up by one leg, maybe suggesting he's a prisoner forced to fight a sort of gladiator. And then one of my favourite scenes. I believe this could be a first stage flashback. The soldiers behind what seems to be the main character look a bit like Gondorians from the Battle of Galad in the Elyon prologue, but I believe this to be the Dagor Bragolak, and specifically Finrod Felagund in the Fen of Serek. The armour this character is wearing looks elven, and the orcs looked to be overwhelming the small garrison. This is a pivotal moment as Finrod gives the ring of his house to Barahir in the Fen of Serek, that ring being, of course, the Ring of Barahir. And finally, the teaser ends with a hand grabbing a smaller hand, maybe suggesting that someone will look after a child, and that this might be the focus of the show. This teaser isn't as great as I hoped it to be, but for now, before the actual trailer comes out, this is all the actual video footage we're probably gonna get. So, this trailer reveals next to nothing about the plot and the story of the show. I really hope this means Amazon have something epic in store, but this teaser did heighten my worries a bit, and so for now, all we have to do is wait. We hope you enjoyed this breakdown, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Also comment below if you'd like us to discuss more about the series, or do you want to stick to the lore of Tolkien.